Catch him. Hello everybody, back again for another few minutes giving you an update of what's been happening, and we'll just go over onto this field. Come on dog, leave the feathers. Just found a load of feathers. Obviously some little birds come to grief, but today it's not really a story about anything. It's just to inform you that something about something that was filmed on the 18th of this month, which is not long ago, a week last Friday. And over the last few months, myself, Pete, Ian, Mark, a group of people, we've been going up to the cliff tops. And although as one-offs these things would not seem like anything of great importance, as a collective lots of things have been happening, and when you put them all together it becomes quite fascinating. So where to begin with this? Well, a few months ago we heard the strange sounds on the cliff tops when Martin came to join us as well, which we couldn't quite explain. Strange, I don't know, popping sound that moved about within probably about a 2-minute time frame. It jumped about. I might as well stand still here because I'll end up falling over. And then after that, Mark shone his torch along the contours, as I said before, of the land, and in the darkness a white disc suddenly appeared, quite out of the blue. I saw it, Mark saw it, really surprised us. Bobby, come here. Then two ladies came to visit us on the cliff tops, Heidi and Jenny, two sisters. They brought an array of equipment to try and detect anything anomalous, and it were a really misty night. And during the course of that night, there was flashes of light in the mist that everyone could see, and I don't mean from up there. They were all around us, low down. They were everywhere. I think there were 7 or 8 of us up there, and there was only one person that didn't see them, which is a bit of a disappointment for the person that didn't see the flashes, but there you go. Once again, in the grand scheme of things, talking about the unexplained, it's hardly the smoking gun of ufology. Just got to keep an eye on this dog. Look at him. Bobby, come here. Here he is. Predictable as clockwork. So then, as I've just said, Mark had seen that disc, and Jeremy came up on his own a few hours before we arrived a few weeks ago, misty once again, and saw a disc at ground level in the fields at the back of the cliffs. I think he said it were about 20 yards away. I might have got that wrong, it might have been 25, 30, but at ground level he saw this disc. Said it was about 5 to 6 foot in circumference and flat, almost like a piece of cut white card that's just been placed there, which is interesting because that's probably how I'd describe what I saw with Mark when Mark's torch lit it up. So as a collective, once again, lots of strange things, the strange sounds, the discs. And like I said before, walking around today is not really to cover anything in any great detail, just to inform people about the amount of strange things that have been seen and experienced. And then on the 18th, Ian arrived at the cliff tops with us, and he'd bought a new thermal camera. Its first outing. So Ian had bought a thermal camera, and on the 18th, which was a Friday, a week yesterday, he brought it onto the cliff tops. So it were relatively new to him, and he's going through all the sort of settings and everything and different colour palettes, trying to get used to it. And I think there were 6 of us on the cliff tops that night, and 4 of us saw in the distance a green light. I mean, I'm only pointing in comparison because remember we're on the cliff tops. Just a dull green light, which we presumed was Alex's headlamp when it's turned off. It kind of emits a dull green glow. So myself and Jeremy walked towards it. Bearing in mind we've got thermal cameras in our hands, as well as Ian's thermal camera, but we're walking in opposite direction. When we come back, Ian tells us that he's filmed something unusual on the hillside, in very close proximity to where I got the heat signature earlier this year, in very close proximity to where Jeremy saw the white disc. And he said he'd filmed something, but he wasn't quite sure what it was, because obviously he's new to using the thermal camera. But when we got to see the footage, we were quite blown away by what he'd filmed. So we're going to play a short part of that footage on Sunday evening during the Truth Proof Interactive. And you guys can make your own minds up what you think it is. But I'll be honest, it's as good as anything I've seen. And when you look at TV programs about the unexplained and the footage and the evidence that they've obtained, it's not as good as what we've got here. I'm constantly searching for answers, constantly asking myself what it could be that's interacting with us all on an individual basis. Mass communication type events, mass sightings, singular sightings in areas where seemingly there's nothing of any interest to anybody. Deserted forests, deserted lonely roads, middle of the night, in people's homes. Every scenario you can think of, these unknown others seem capable of interacting with us and capable of forming some kind of communication or contact. Come on.